Hello and welcome to a truck special from the European Commercial Vehicle Show in Amsterdam. Coming up, Eve takes a peek at car transporters, Brian will give us a used van top tip, while here at the Rise Show, I'll bring you exclusive sneak previews of all the latest launches for 2002, including Fiat's next generation Ducato, the debut of the Mercedes Arctic Axor, and a surprise from the Ford stable. The Rise Show is staged every 2 years in February. It covers 11 halls and 60,000 square metres. Over 320 companies from around the world exhibit everything from commercial vehicles and trailers to bodies and ancillaries, all aimed at the transport industry. Launched at the latter end of last year, we have Volvo's new small cab vehicle, the FM9. Volvo have recently introduced their FM9 vehicle, covering the construction and small cab Arctic sector.
The reaction still so far from the press and the customers is great. For the first year we will reach a volume of 800 on a year basis.
Some of the key features are an upgraded driveline, including a new Euro 3 9.4 litre engine and the I-split automatic gearbox. What sort of customers is it aimed at?
Yeah, it's distribution, mainly distribution, construction, in these segments. This part of our business is competitive, and okay, our German friends have some products in this range. And the strength of Volvo is the reliability, safety. The driver environment is great, and also the price per mile or the price per hour in the construction is very competitive.
So what's the competition like for the FM9? Well, it's funny you should be saying that. Mercedes believe they've got an even stronger contender. And this is it, Axor. This is the first time Mercedes-Benz have built a small cab vehicle, and there's a lot riding on it. So their hopes are pinned on this neat combination of an Artigo cab with Actros driveline, and it's designed to complement the existing Actros Arctic range.
The UK tractor market is dominated by fleets, and what fleets are looking for is basic simplicity and practicality, and that's what the Axor offers to those customers.
It utilises a combination of tried and tested components aimed at the UK short and medium distance operator.
Well, the total market for tractor units in the UK is about 18,000, depends upon the year. And we would expect in the first year, remember it's not a first full year of availability, to sell about 500 or 600 units.
What sort of customers is it aimed at? Obviously it's quite a niche market.
Yeah, UK fleet customers, generally those customers that like smaller, simpler vehicles, smaller cabs, simpler vehicles. The guys that run predominantly in the UK and don't go outside the UK for their deliveries.
But Mercedes will have a tough job on their plate, taking away customers from FM, which is a firmly established and reputable range. Volvo's FM9 features two engines from 260 horsepower to 420 horsepower, with torque from 1500 Newton meters to 2800 Newton meters at 1200 RPM. The Mercedes Axor has one engine, but with three power ratings at 354 horsepower, 401 horsepower and 428, with torque from 1858 Newton meters to 2100 Newton meters at 1100 RPM. As you can see in this direct comparison, they're evenly matched. That's it for the Mercedes stand, but join me later in the programme. We'll be looking at more highlights from the Amsterdam show. But first of all, let's go to Eve and see what she's been up to out on the road.
Threlkeld, and I'm Queen of the World! Well, I'm Queen of this truck anyway. Actually, it's a bit high up here. I'm going to get down. Shall we take a look at the truck? Well, it's lovely to meet you, Ian, and I have to say you've got a whopper of a truck here, haven't you?
It's nice to meet you as well.
Now, what make is the truck?
It's Scania.
Right, and would you say that's the best truck to use?
For me personally it is, yeah. I've always liked them from the time I've been driving for a living.
How long have you been driving?
I've been driving for 10 years now.
That's quite a long time.
It's quite a long time.
So you know your trucks then?
I know Scanias, put it that way.
Yeah. What engine size is it? Because it's a massive
It's 340 horsepower, this one, and it's a Series 4 Scania, which is like the modern versions of them.
Okay. How old is it?
It's just coming up 4-year-old now.
How much has this truck done mile-wise?
This now it's on 420,000 kilometres.
Right.
It's averaging 100,000 per year.
Right, well, let's have a look round your truck. Is it a diesel?
Yes, it's diesel, 340 horse, as I said.
And I take it that's the diesel tank there?
Yeah, 400 litres capacity it carries.
Grief.
That gives me around about 12 hours constant driving
Right.
on its consumption.
Right. So that's quite a big
Which is
tank
good,
there.
yeah. A day and a half's driving before I have to fill up again.
Right, so let's move further down. Tell us a little bit more about how it all connects. I mean, I can see it's really big nuts and bolts here that we're talking. Are they specially made?
Well, it's all just as the standard truck as it comes from the manufacturer. It has the anti-sway bar on. That's just to help the stability of the trailer.
That's that there,
That's
is
the,
it? Yeah.
the horseshoe, as they're classified as.
Right.
Yeah.
And what does that do, sorry?
That just stops the trailer swaying from side to side.
Right.
And snaking, like you see caravans snaking down the road.
Yeah.
It has friction blocks in there.
Right.
Which gives it that stability. The main safety features is on the back with the airlocks for decks, so the decks can't come down if anything unforeseen happens and can't do any damage.
Right. Well, let's have a look at the rest of the truck. I mean, it is quite a length. What length is this truck?
At the minute, it's running on the maximum UK requirements of 18.75 metres.
Right.
That's what you're allowed to run in the UK.
What about if you was, you know, in Europe or something like that? Is it longer or shorter?
In Europe, it's classified as a European truck. Before we got it, it was working in Europe. And in Europe, you can extend the rear deck and run at a longer length. But you can't run over length on the front in Europe like you can in the UK. Really?
Have you any damaged any cars getting them on?
Not on this one.
No.
It's so easy. There's so much clearance. With it being a European truck, it's made to run so low in the UK as it is there now. It's at 13'6".
Right.
So next door to no damage done.
And would you say it's an easy truck to drive? Could I drive it? And I'm not asking you as in, can I drive it now, but do you think a woman could?
Yeah. Well, women are driving now. There's more on the road all the time.
I know there is.
Slowly getting there. But yeah, there's no problem.
Well, Ian says I get to keep this car. It's a present for me. So I must thank him for showing me his great big whopping trucks. Be Threlkeld, till next time, take care, bye-bye.
So welcome back to the Rise Show. The tension's been building up all day while waiting for the official presentation of the International Truck of the Year for 2002. So we're pleased to tell you that it's a truck built in Britain, the DAF LF, that's won this prestigious award. The International Truck of the Year is awarded annually. A panel of selected journalists from every major European country votes and the highest wins.
When you look at the International Truck of the Year award, the main thing about it is that it's chosen by journalists and they're essentially independent. They have to represent what their readers think.
The vehicle took over 4 years to develop and was launched at the Brussels show in 2001. It replaces the long-standing FA45 series.
The LF represents for us at DAF a new departure. We've brought together partners, cab suppliers, engines, gearboxes, and then the development of the chassis and the cab itself, the way it rides and handles together. We've managed to make it very much a real DAF.
Although the LF is constructed from components similar to Renault's Midland, the LF manages to retain its traditional lightweight, rigid image. It also features the latest generation Cummins engines, which are also Euro 3 compliant.
The key areas for development in the coming years are in information to the driver, traffic information, load information that allow the driver to receive information from base about traffic, about loads, which makes it more efficient.
Now, it's not won any awards yet, but I have a sneaky suspicion that Iveco fancy their chances with the Stralis that we featured earlier on in the series. So what's it like? This is the first chance for you to see the Stralis face to face.
The main feature of the Stralis is it all boils down to productivity. So we have created with this vehicle a high average speed, high commercial speed, and high payload. and of course low operating costs in terms of fuel consumption, in terms of repair and maintenance.
It offers new levels of cab comfort and ergonomics and features the first fully integrated LCD driver's instrument panel and is matched to Iveco's Cursor engines.
Now for the driver we have created this beautiful cabin, which is based on ergonomics of course, which is based on comfort, which is based on functionality, depending on the mission.
The Stralis also features the next generation of what I believe is currently the world's best semi-automatic and fully automatic gearboxes, the Eurotronic.
The main features for the customer in terms of this vehicle in itself, well, it's like I said, it's boiled down to the high commercial speed. The elements of that are of course the aerodynamics of the cabin, are the high performing engine, is also the braking system. So you accelerate fast to a certain speed, you brake it down in a safe way to the lower speeds, so there comes the commercial speed. High payload is done by reducing the total weight of the whole vehicle. Cursor engines are a crucial element of it. On top of that, it's being very clever in how you construct the cabin, isolate the cabin, not using too much weight and still realizing the objectives. So that's for the payload. Then of course the low cost fuel consumption boils down to what? Again, the aerodynamics of the cabin. It's the new ventilation system, it's the electronics on the engine, the total management of it all. And of course we have used synthetic oils in order to reduce the maintenance intervals, and all this together reduced the cost of operation of the vehicle tremendously.
Join me after the break when we'll be looking at what's new and hip in the van world, including launches from Fiat and Ford, and also Brian's used van tip of the week. Welcome back to part 2 of a truck special from the Rise Show in Amsterdam. Now there's a rumour flying around that Ford are going to launch their new van. Let's go and see if that's true. Well, the rumour was true. Ford are launching a new van. It's called the Transit Connect. It's not a Transit as we know it.
Trading on the success and reputation of Transit's name, this is an exclusive first look at Ford's new entry into the small van market, and it's set to be premiered in the UK later this year.
Well, it's a pretty important segment in the European market, different by size in each country, but it's particularly there where the French are dominant, Peugeot and Citroën, but also Fiat.
When the Transit Connect storms the market, it will compete against vans such as Peugeot's partner, Fiat's Doblo and the Vauxhall Combi.
Transit has established itself as a very strong brand in Europe, as a commercial vehicle brand, probably the strongest brand in Europe in that market. We want to create a family of commercial vehicle products, so you could basically call this one the little brother of the known Transit that's already in the marketplace.
So if you're not in the market for a new van, check out Brian's used van of the week. But join me later in the programme, we'll be looking at more highlights from the Rise Show, including the launch of the new Fiat Ducato.
When you buy a commercial vehicle, you want it to be economical, practical, the right van for the job. Well, is it? Let's have a look. Right, what van have we got here this week? LDV Cub, 2.3 diesel engine. Now that is some diesel engine for a small van like this. This is only a 2200 weight, carries 1,000 kilos. Bodywork wise, they've not been around long, but there are things to look for. Double sliding door on these, so check the sliders, check for damage on the door, because if the doors are damaged or the sliders are damaged, they will not open. Now, let's have a look round the back and see what we've got inside. Right, now in the rear, what have we got? 2 good sized doors on this. Let's have a look. Some good things. Good stays on the back. Now, this is one good thing about this van. These stays will lock the door, so you're not going to lose your door when it goes down. Good loading space. Look at that for the size of loading. One thing though you must check for, the door catches on these are on the bottom of the doors. So watch for these, check them, because if people are in and out on this step, you're going to find they're going to get damaged, doors won't lock, your goods will be on the motorway. So check, just be careful. Let's go and have a look inside. What have we actually got that drives this? Right, so let's have a look at the engine on this one, shall we? What have we got under here? Let's have a look. Now, it's not under there, is it? So, It's a nice place to put the spare wheel, but where is the engine? Let's go and have a look, shall we? Let's see. Right, so the engine's not under the bonnet. So let's find out where it is. First of all, remove the centre console. There's a screw at the back. We'll take that out and put in there. Take the centre console out. Let's put that over there, out the way. Next job, catch on the top, take the first catch off. Some more catches under the seat. There's another one down there, another one down there. That's 3 catches to undo. Once you've got the catches off, there it goes, that one's off. Now we can lift it up, can drop the stay down. That will actually hold that up. Now, after that exercise, we can dip the engine oil. The rest of the levels we can check. We can also check the engine for any problems. This makes maintenance very high. If you're going to make a van so people can use it, check levels, I mean, is this the way to put the thing? I mean, do you really want an engine like this? Do you really want all this hard work? You tell me. Okay, so you've got your LDV carb. 1999 on a T, £6,500. Is that a good buy? It's your call. But remember, when you bought your van, you've got a nice white van, just make sure if you're carrying things like gases, compressed air or any hazardous chemicals, you must put stickers. If you don't, you're breaking the law. The other sticker might be worth remembering to put on it. No tools kept in this van overnight. That might stop thieves breaking into it. Just remember that.
Now this modified Citroen Berlingo might not have enough documentation space in it for you, Brian, but you won't half look, there's dog pips in it. But I'm not here for your bad boy street machines. I'm looking for the ultimate van that's wackier than your woolies, Brian. Well, this is more like it. Citroen have launched an all-new replacement for the jumper, also called the Relay in the UK, but looking from the outside, you'd be hard-pushed to see the difference. That is until you get round the back, when you see probably the world's first integrated TV and reversing camera, which is really useful when you can't see the back of the van and will probably stop a few bumps. This central system also controls audio, i.e. the radio, the television system, the sat-nav system, and everything belonging to actually what's going on with the vehicle.
Available in 3 wheelbases and roof heights, the Citroen combines credibility by the shed load and practicality to match. Engines range from a 2-litre petrol and 2 diesel engines with powers from 86 horsepower to 127 brake horsepower. This jumper can also be fitted with an integral tail lift, useful for carrying pallets with a maximum capacity of around 300 kilograms. It could also be adapted to fit minibuses where access is an issue.
And that's really useful for if you're carrying fridges or got pallets. Surprise, surprise, just as we had with the old model, Citroen and Fiat share the same body shell, and here we are at the world premiere of the Fiat Ducato.
The Ducato starts at just over 2.5 tonnes to a maximum 3.5 tonnes, with a full range of chassis cabs, vans and crew cabs. Don't forget, Fiat share this body shell with the Citroen Relay and the Peugeot Boxer.
Despite being owned by the same company, one of Ducato's largest competitors is going to come from its sister company, Iveco, with the daily van range. You do compete with Ducato. How do you differentiate yourself?
Well, we do, but basically we go up the range in terms of volumes. We go up to 17 cubic metres from 10, 12, 13, 15, 17.
The Daily City Truck, to give its correct title, features a range of chassis cabs and vans from 3.2 tonnes to 6.5 tonnes and body sizes from 7 cubic metres to a massive 17 cubic metres. Iveco also offers single or twin-wheeled options for greater stability.
We're very much into the fleets and also right down into the retail sector, but predominantly into the small local fleet.
So what sort of volumes do you expect to do this year?
Well, we should hit 8,500 to 9,000, I think, this year, which is a good progression, some 10% more than we did last year.
Now from a very traditional looking van to one that's been certainly turning a few heads. We have the International Van of the Year for 2002, the Renault Trafic.
Sharing the Van of the Year accolade with the Vauxhall Vivaro, the Traffic offers an excellent combination of low volume, a first-class drivetrain and futuristic styling. On offer are a 120 brake horsepower petrol engine and an 82 horsepower and 100 horsepower 1.9 common rail diesel engine.
Now in the past, finding a van that offered more than vinyl seats or radio was a bit of a problem. Well, not anymore. Thankfully, manufacturers seem to have realised that the people that drive the vans are also the same people that drive the cars, and therefore they expect the same level of equipment. This Traffic, for instance, comes together with remote central locking as standard, it's got a driver's airbag, and also it's got a CD player. If you want also, as an options, you can also have satellite navigation system, air conditioning and electric windows. Now, innovation in the van market is a 6-speed gearbox. The extra gear gives more flexibility and makes the van power delivery a lot smoother, ensuring that you get the right amount of torque no matter what's in the back of the van.
There's no doubt about it, the RAI is one of the premier commercial vehicle shows in the truck and van calendar. And as we've seen with all the new vehicle and product launches, the RAI is a place to be seen. The only problem is that we have to wait until 2004 for the next one.
So that's it for our truck special from the RAI show in Amsterdam. But join me next week when I'll be in the Arctic Circle testing the Renault Magnum.